Sorry for the wait there. My phone wasn't charged when I tried to go live, so I was like, oops. So we got a little pre-live chat, but hey, now we're live. Welcome to live art stream. Sorry we had to delay. Give me a second. Sorry, my laptop was repeating my audio. Anyway, live art stream. We are live. Feel free to like the video. It tells other people there's a live art stream going on. So yeah, Jason, hey, how's it going, man? I got your message. So you might get a big Halloween surprise, is what I'm thinking. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of technique here. I got two cards here. I'm gonna show you how we do panos. Or puzzles, you know, because a lot of our cards you get from Garbage Pail Kid sets are puzzle cards. So I'm going to show you how we make that happen. Hey, what's up, Bobby? Trying out my Batman versus Superman water bottle today. So yeah, a lot of you guys might be like, hey, Victor, I bought cards at Michael's or something. How do I put together how do I draw cards? Do I just assume like draw half and then try to match it up? You know what? Silly enough, that's how I first tried to do it, because I didn't know. 7 people in here, we could get some more likes. So I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, so you get 2 cards, right? You flip them over, and this is blue painter's tape. If you want to do sketch cards, you need to keep this stuff around because you put it on cards and it comes off. So this is what you do. Hey, what's up, Fat Chance A Vat? All right, and just try to line them up. That looks about lined up to me. Oops. Well, here's another way to do it. You put the tape on one side and then smooth it out. Right? You get one more piece and try to do a T, because this kind of makes it easier to get it off. Make sure they're kissing. And you say, oh, that looks messy. I'm like, yeah, but it'll come off really easy. And then you flip it over and you got a pano. And then you can draw on it like one big card. And then once we're done drawing it, you know, when we do the loaded cards, it's easy to take apart. Then you just put them in order, put them in a little bag, boom, done and done. And it looks like one big picture. I know this might scare some min on card collectors, but that is how we all do it. Don't use any other kind of tape but the blue tape. This is the kind of tape you want to use. Anything else will rip it off. And this is why you use good markers, because cheap markers, when they bleed through, they will adhere to the tape and it will rip. So this is where you're just like, oh, but I got those Ohuhus, or I got those dollar store markers, or, you know, that stuff's gonna bleed, you know? So that's how it works. That is how you put together a loaded sketch card. So there you go. There's 8 people in here, guys. Come on, we need some more likes. I'm just kidding. I always actually tell people, if you're gonna start doing this, I'm not dogging on Ohuhu. Ohuhu were the first markers I ever used. If you're gonna start doing sketch cards, a good way to get a full all-around set is an Ohuhu. And then when you're done with those, then you upgrade to like Copics or like the Blick Store brand markers, or chart pack markers. They're good starter markers. They're inexpensive, and you get a carrier bag with them. So that's how it goes. So I'm just trying to give some knowledge while I entertain y'all. And I think that's totally worth a like. So yeah, today we're gonna do a Freddy versus Jason pano. And We're also going to talk some GPK news because I know you. I'm not familiar with Artist Loft, so I couldn't say. All right, so today we're also going to talk about the big news of the day, which some of you may know and some of you may not know, but you can stop collecting sapphire now because someone found the Pad Parasha atom bomb. That's right, guys. The Pad Parasha atom bomb was found. Junior says, hi everyone. All right, I might go with Ohuhu. I'm going to be using a sketchbook, so bleeding through won't matter to me. Just practice. I already have mine. I think they're like Copic, but cheaper. Actually, that's a perfect way to describe them. They are like Copic, but cheaper. They're not as good as Copic, and I will tell you, this is a good thing to know. When you get an Ohuhu pack of markers, go through all of them because some of them will be dead and some of them may bleed out ink right like a crime scene. The quality control is not 100%, so just test them out before you use them on what you're going to use them on, because that's what I had a few that were dried out, and I had a few that as soon as I took the cap off, they just got all over my hand and just bleed. So that's my little buyer beware, be aware on Ohuhus. But lots of guys will tell you that's the way to start. Just Zapata will tell you that. I'll tell you that. It's a good way to get a full set and not blow over $100. I think prices of sapphire will go down probably because that's why people were buying boxes of it. I have a feeling in my mind we're going to find out. It's weird to me that it took this long to find, I'm guessing, and we don't know who has it. I don't know if all of a sudden we'll see it on breakout cards or what's going to happen, or if one of the prominent collectors ended up with it. But I think it says a lot that it wasn't graded. It was just authenticated. But yeah, a one-of-one atom bomb like that, I feel like that's something that shouldn't be done again, personally speaking. My guess is probably it is not mint or gem mint, else it would have been graded. I think the real question is the person's having it graded, so at some point we're gonna see it come up on the market. My hope and dream is that the edges are crimped. I mean, that sounds mean, but it's like, dude, people blew so much money trying to find that thing. And if they didn't get it graded, then it is clearly not gem mint, or it has issues. Who knows? Then again, I shouldn't hate on someone for finding something like that. You can always hope it's someone who just bought one box and just barely got around to opening it and like, what's this? Well, I guess I should take it to get checked out. Which is possible. Let's hope that's the scenario. What do you guys think? Should the person who found the Pad Parasha atom reveal themselves publicly? I feel like it'd be hard to say. I mean, there's a certain part of me that thinks maybe they shouldn't, you know? Do you guys think they should do another set like Sapphire again with a super rare card like that? Or do you think maybe this was a lesson learned? If I found, I would come forward. Yeah, my only thought would be like, there's people who spend a lot of money and, you know, putting yourself out there that you may have it. Who knows what could happen? But then, you know, on some other level, I mean, like, collectors are usually cool, you know? I think it'd be cool if the person who found it was like, hey guys, guess what? And then they kind of just like, you know, did like a thing, like showed it off on GPK Boys or something like that, or in the groups. I think that would be cool, you know? I would hope there aren't haters who like would threaten them for it or something. Hey, what's up, Cards for You? For those of you wondering, I am drawing the card off the top of this card off the top of my head tonight. I am not looking at visual reference. I know sometimes people ask. I'm just telling you what's up. I'm just making this up off the top of my head right now. When Sapphire drops, says Juniors, could you buy cases or was it only one box per person? And do you guys think they will do another Sapphire set after Chrome 4 drops? That's a good question. Do I think Topps will do another Sapphire set? Yes. I completely believe they will do another set after Chrome. The question is, should they? And my answer is, I don't know. I don't think it's good to like drop this many sets in a row when you're still doing retail sets, you know? I mean, make those special. Of course, Topps might be thinking strike while the iron's hot, you know? Yeah, there was basically you had to be part of like a pay group to get boxes at first. I know there's a few people who've bought Sapphire in here. What do you guys think of the Pad Paracha Atom being found? Do you feel like, wow, it's finally over? Or you're like, okay, now what's going to happen? I'm just curious. I don't think any of us were expecting to wake up this morning and just see somebody post like a PSA registry saying, hey, guess what? Somebody found this. I kind of thought it was going to be whoever had it was going to be someone in the community and it was going to be like a big reveal in a break video or something. I don't know. It feels like a lot of people got a lot of boxes of Sapphire at times. You know, I bought a couple Sapphire when they were $149. I could care less about the Sapphire pad. Sure be cool, but I wanted the Leaky Lindsay and pulled it. LOL. That's good. My thought, here's what I was kind of thinking. I bought my first Sapphire box not because I was trying to find Atom Bomb. Yeah. I know a lot of those boxes have been floating around. My only hope is that a guy didn't pull it and then just tried to dump the other boxes they had and then only like took it in to get authenticated once they liquidated their inventory. There's a part of me that thinks that if a dealer found it, that is a very strong possibility. But who am I to say that? You know, I don't know for sure. I know if I had a lot of inventory and pulled it, I would sell the boxes before I announced it probably. Yep, GPK junkie for sure. But I don't want to start none where there is none, you know? There's a one of a kind scenario where something like this is made, you know? I saw a few people in the groups theorizing that the reason, let's hope not, but the only reason I thought there might be a flipper scenario is because they took it to get authenticated. But then at the same time, if you have the money to shell out for something like Sapphire, you probably would have the money to get it PSA'd. PSA'd. No, it only got authenticated is what I heard. And the theory is that it isn't mint. And the person, if they couldn't guarantee if it was like a 10 or a 9 or a 9.5, there's no point in getting it authenticated. Because it would lose value if it was anything under a 9.5, I think. Being a 1 of 1. I know. It's just stuff to talk about. I mean, I have an original atom bomb in a binder. I know it's not mint, but I'm just glad I have one. You know what I mean? Sapphire's cool. I think Chrome looks better. It doesn't matter the condition. There's only one on the globe. Exactly. That's what... Honestly, that's a good reason to not get it graded. It's better just being a 1 of 1 authenticated. You know, it's the hobby. Personally, I am more into sketch cards as I would be being a sketch card guy. I'm gonna give him pointy teeth like he had in Freddy versus Jason. You guys like that face? I think that's a pretty good face, actually. Oh my god, I sent back those Lucha Libre cards yesterday, and I used the overnight label that Top sends all of us. Because I was thinking, well, you know, label like this, it's probably going to only be like, you know, only going to be like 20, maybe 30 bucks. Dude, sending us cards overnight is like $72. So Top spends a lot on those return labels they send us. I did 2 days and it was like 50. I'm like, that's as much as I'm spending. I'm not spending 1 cent more than 50. Yeah, that Freddy looks good. Let me, I'm gonna change my playlist here. Come on, guys. We only got 7 likes. Let's get some more likes going. There's 11 people in here. I hope you're enjoying the chat and the drawing. You know, I definitely think that's worth a like. All right, I'm going to put on a music stream called Akuma. Yes, Tops includes a label. That's why I always thought the label was cheap, because they just include it in every one. I wouldn't like myself. That reminds me, I have to invoice Tops for vacation. So, it's something I got to do this weekend. It's like, remind Tops to pay me. I didn't get a chance to invoice them before I went out of town to Vegas. Like the video, damn yous! So, I'm going to do another live stream party on Thursday night. I'm going to do a watch-along for Suicide Squad once the movie goes live at midnight. And then we're going to do a watch Q&A beforehand. That'll be probably an hour and change before then. So if you guys are up when Suicide Squad drops on HBO Max, come join me. I'm going to do a watch party. What is this loaded all about? Megan, who's in here, this is a commission for her. She's getting a Freddy versus Jason loaded sketch. So that's what we're doing today. We were going to do it yesterday, but stuff came up, so I pushed the chat, the live stream to today. So that's what we're doing. No, she also got the Michael Myers from the stream the other day, this one. So they're just going, she's just going to get the full, this is her first pano though. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The reason I didn't go live yesterday is I just finished that that Lucha Libre set, and my hands hurt. So I was like, I really don't want to draw a pano right now. It's not gonna come out as nice as it would. So I'm just taking a break till tomorrow. I'm kind of willing to bet that nobody draws as many cards as I do from the Tops crew. So sometimes I just got to be real, and I'm like, you know what? I can't draw right now. My hand hurts. So. Especially since I just did all of vacation the other week. My hand still was healing up from that. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take a break because I don't want to mess my hand up. Yeah, I'm a little, because here's the thing, guys. Like, we have really rainy weather right now in Arizona, which triggers the arthritis in my wrist a little bit. And also, like, basically, when I was doing that set, I injured the tip of my hand where it was almost like raw, Heading back to Gillette this week. Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you get to do some work. Get another sip of water here. It's funny. I'm going to zoom out for a second. So I've had this Batman versus Superman water bottle thing for like a few years. I'm only barely just using it. I'm like, dude, this is a great bottle. I'm gonna save up my pennies, nickels, and dimes for the Kickstarter. I know I'm excited for the Kickstarter. Next week, we're gonna do a Kickstarter art for the Kickstarter on the live stream. So you guys should be excited about that. I swear I haven't, that's what we've been leading up to for like a month plus here. You guys know we're only like 9 people away from hitting 2,500 subscribers too. Isn't that crazy? Means we're probably going to hit 3,000 by like Halloween. I'm really excited about that. I know we have some good rewards. We're going to have pins and t-shirts and stuff. It's going to be cool. I'm excited. So it's going to be a pretty badass Kickstarter. So yeah. Also, if you are a member of the channel, or the Patreon or both, there's going to be 2 exclusive videos going up for members later tonight. Where the director's cut for Vacation and the director's cut for the Lucha Libre cards. So between both of those, that's like an hour's worth of content about, just under. So that'll give you stuff to look at this weekend if you are a member. And since I've gotten a lot of feedback from people on here that they kind of want to keep their membership, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a support tier to the membership this weekend, where it's like almost like a cup of coffee membership. It's like, it'll be like, just a couple bucks a month, and you get the badge. So that way you'll get and then I'll add emojis for people who have deeper memberships. So you guys can use custom emojis. I'm going to have some like GPK emojis, so that'll be fun. There's a $10 membership, which gives you access to everything. And I'm just going to add a cup of coffee membership. That's only going to be a couple bucks, where it's like, if you just want to support the channel. The $10 membership gives you access to a whole playlist of videos of stuff I can't post publicly, and, they're long videos. I mean, there's like one on there that is like, like 3 hours long. I think there's a couple of there's at least one video that's 3 hours long, right, guys? I think there's like 1 or 2 like that are just really long, and me working on some cool cards and stuff. There's also the one where literally, the finish line video, where like literally Paul and some of the other guys are just like, I can't do it, and they're like, come on, Victor, you can do it. They like literally one of the hardest drawing days ever. Like I swear I was just like going through cards like, you know, like nothing, and like I ran out of gas at the end, and it was like you guys, you know, charging me through that kept me going, you know. So yeah, you guys will get some extra videos this weekend, and that'll be fun. And like I said, those are members only videos until those sets come out, which will be in a few months. So you're on top of everything. Update on the OS1 triptych. I didn't draw any of it yesterday because my hand was hurting. Right now it's like still being penciled, and once it gets to where I feel good being colored, it'll be colored in. So I'll probably, there's a good chance not tomorrow, but Sunday or Monday I'll do a stream that's just me coloring that video, coloring that card up for you. I just kind of want to show this one right now, and then I'll show it on Monday. But yeah, that's where that stands, and that's gonna be Monday's video. So we're doing an extra video on Monday. That's just the OS1. So that's Patrick's reward for waiting on it for this long, is he gets his own whole video of me drawing that thing up, or coloring that thing up. And then he'll put it on eBay and make like $5 grand. Ka-ching ching. At least, right? Baller, baller, dollar bill, y'all. All right, so I think Freddy's gonna come out pretty cool here. Also, if you guys are looking for some movies to watch this weekend, I'd like to highly suggest you watch Jungle Cruise and The Green Knight. There's reviews for them both up on the channel. Dude, the GPK mobile game crew is awesome. For reals, they started following me on the Twitter and started posting about the live stream on there. So they rock. When that's done, I gotta have at least 30 sketches you're shipping. Dude, it's a really big stack for damn sure. I'm gonna insure the fuck out of that package. Oh, awesome! Thanks, Tackers. You rock, dude. I'm glad you enjoy the stream. You know, it's nice to get some love from the GPK peeps. If you haven't checked out the GPK mobile game, it does look pretty badass. I have not played it yet, but I'm gonna do that this weekend just so I can kind of get a feel for it. Oh, awesome! Thanks, G or H. Yeah, you know, it's just trying to get some art out to the masses, you know, as much as I can. All right, so there's a pretty good Freddy face right there. So now we're gonna go over it with some liners, you know. Also, guys, videos from Vegas are gonna start dropping next week. We're gonna have one on Monday. It's gonna be us checking out some famous graves in Vegas. We visited the grave of WWE superstar Umaga. Uh, I've had to re-edit it 3 times because of YouTube really doesn't want me to use any clips from WWE, which makes it difficult, you know. But I think this next edit will be the one that gets through. If you guys are looking at Freddy's face and like, oh, that looks really messy, don't worry. We're going to go over it with black and some other colors, and it'll be pretty clean in a minute. But Freddy's face should look a little messy if you ever draw this character. Because, you know, he's a burn victim. My take for how you should do it, just layer a bunch of different flesh colors, grays, pinks, you know. It's a lot of fun. Alright, speaking of pinks, whoa. If you're ever in LA, don't go to Pink's Hot Dogs. They are not very good. I'll tell you, man, one thing I'm noticing when I travel around is a lot of times local food tourist places are a little overrated. So always try to go for the mom and pops, you know? Triple D will not do you wrong half the time. There we go. We got a little... Any good card shops in LA going at the end of the month. I will tell you, I don't live in LA anymore, so I can't tell you the lay of the land about card shops. I will say, if you go to Frankenson's Collectibles, there might be some places there that sell cards. And it's kind of like a Comic-Con. I think it's in the City of Industry. If you're by there's actually lots of cool stuff you can check out. For example, it's not far from the mall from Back to the Future. And I know you're thinking, Victor, that movie was filmed like 30-something years ago. Why would I go to the mall from Back to the Future? Here's the trick. Go inside the mall, and they have the clock from the beginning of the movie that says Twin Pines Mall. It's the actual clock from the movie. And Tackers H agrees and say Frankensons. So there you go. 2 recommendations from Frankensons. And like I said, if you go to Frankensons, it's not that far from the Back to the Future Mall. The other thing you should check out that's also not that far from there is look up on Google or Atlas Obscura commercial McDonald's. There is a McDonald's not far from Frankenson's. It's in an industrial park, and it's not a real McDonald's. It's a McDonald's building that they only use to film commercials. Like if you ever see McDonald's commercials, that is the McDonald's where it was filmed. No matter what point in time, they tear it down and build a new McDonald's that looks like the current McDonald's. It's also where they filmed Mac and Me, the McDonald's E.T. ripoff movie. So there you go, and now you know. That's the kind of thing I like. I like showcasing on the channel, just kind of funky little spots you can visit. So we got a lot of videos like that coming up that I'm busy putting together. Yep, it's a very funny movie. Oh, it's totally a ripoff, but you know what? It's fun. Yeah, this pano is looking sick, as someone just mentioned. I missed who said it, but I did see the message. And like I said, the reason I didn't say, but here's the thinking with how I'm doing this. You do Freddy's face first because he's the hardest one to draw. thinking about breaking some garbage pail at the Conjuring house next month. I totally think you should do that. You should break some horrible there. I think that would be a cool video. Oh, thanks for sending me those the karate videos, Blenimus. That's really cool. For those who missed it, Blenimus's daughter just went up in her belt class in martial arts. So props to her. There you go. That's what you bust open there. I know, that's awesome, man. I think it's more. I remember taking karate, and I was always more satisfied beating up big kids than normal size. Vic, how much money do you need to have your own actual folded panos and triptychs? I mean, I don't think it's a question of money so much as just like you have to have like this little thing, like a crimper. So I'd have to look into it and see what it would take to get it folded up like that. I actually think it's kind of cool this way, but you know, we can always look into that. But yeah, it has to be folded by a little crimping machine. That's how that works. I mean, like a print shop will do it. Print shops have little machines for doing that stuff. All right, I think that Freddy face is done. You guys like that face? Now the hat isn't going to be gray. I'm just kind of outlining it in gray before I go in with like the actual color. Alright, now we're going to use suntan, which is basically when I go over the gray, it'll give it this kind of mottled brown color, which I think is a good color for the hat. A PS thing here. I am working on a fun little GPK product for Son of Monster Palooza. It's going to be kind of a secret drop kind of deal, but I might put some in the Kickstarter just as an FYI. It won't say GPK on it. It's just a GPK inspired little thing I'm working on. Because I don't believe in copyright violations. You know, just had an idea for something, and I think it might work out, and I think people who like GPK might like it. So I'll say GPK inspired. And there's that hat. That hat looks good. I know, this is a pretty damn good Freddy. I think this is... See, this is the thing, man. When it comes to Freddy, I just got to draw him off the top of my head like this rather than follow the Freddy model that GPK uses. Because this, just doing my take on him, I think looks nicer. Because it's, you know, it's my version of it, you know. Oh, one of the things I will say about the OG version of Freddy from, you know, the 80s, Slasher Asher, was I always liked the green and black sweater. I always thought that was a clever take on a parody of Freddy. Alright. Yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, let's do the sweater here. We'll zoom out a little bit. Alright, so the thing we're going to do here is we're going to do the colors on the sweater before we do the inking on them. And then we'll just ink over it and add some distress. Because this is the best way to do it, honestly. Here's what's cool. I'm going to do the green over where the little box where I sign my name is. So it'll kind of flow better into the piece. Yeah, see, that looks kind of nice, right? Thanks, man. Yeah, I don't sketch Freddy very often because I feel like there's a degree of time consuming that comes to his face, you know? It's like, oh man, I gotta draw Freddy. That's gonna take a minute, you know? But, you know, this one kind of flowed really well. I will say the two characters whose face... There's three characters whose faces I feel take a really long time. And it's Freddy, Dead Ted, and Acne Amy. Those three characters, you gotta nail the face or the drawing doesn't work. Oh yeah, no worries. Yep. If you don't do Amy's face right, the drawing does not work. Which is funny, because I feel like you can not totally nail Nat Nerd and still, like, get the essence of his character, you know? But I feel like if you botch, like, JDK, you, like, lose the character completely. Can you do anyone into a GPK character? Asked Junior's Collection. Yep. You can make anybody into a GPK character. It's like South Park. You can make anyone into a South Park. Just like you can make anyone into a Simpsons. There's a whole... It's just a little like, oh, this is easy. Boom, boom, boom. Just like, follow the style sheet and you'll nail it. I think that's why there's so many GPK parody cards, because it's all about the style, you know? And why we can say, oh, I can draw you GPK style, or I'll draw this guy GPK style, you know? It's all like Cabbage Patch Kid influence, basically. Blunimus loves all the ladies. I believe it. Alright, so we got the sweater down. So now we'll go in with the gray and just add some distress to it. Here's the other trick. Oh, thanks, Brandon. Wow, that Freddy's coming out incredible. Thanks, man. Here is the trick to drawing anything. You gotta add texture to it to like make it come alive. Don't kill it, but just add some texture because it makes things visually interesting, you know? Alright, now we're gonna add some, you know, adding texture is really easy. Sometimes it's just the simplest thing is just layer colors and let chemistry do the work, you know? And you might be, what do you mean by that, Victor? Well, it's simple. When you lay colors down, you know, there's inks and pigments and alcohol and stuff, so you just layer a color and it'll naturally sometimes become mottled, M-O-T-T-L-E-E-D, because the interaction of inks and chemicals. So it'll naturally create texture, you know? There we go, and then we got some gold right there. The interaction of chemicals. That's a thing I said on a stream. Alright. So that Freddy's pretty much done. So now we'll go in and do the moon here. So we're gonna do like a Dead Ted moon. So if you have a Dead Ted card or want to Google it, you'll know that Dead Ted moons tend to kind of be yellow, flesh tone, and green. I feel like that's like the ideal kind of GPK moon. Brandon says, that's the exact same thing that happened on a Fran sketch I did. The bruise on her eye looked awesome because the interaction. Nice tip. Yep. I'm just here to help out, man. I don't know how far along you guys, because I used to use this different brand of different personal stock back in the day. That was a little thinner than the stock I use now. And sometimes the paper plays a part of the interaction because it didn't have as much tooth as the sketches I use now. And what tooth means, like the paper was, it didn't, tooth means like, all right, there's a lot of texture to the actual paper I use, so it catches the ink from the drawings a little better. The other ones were a little more smooth or vellum. And what would happen is I would do a sketch and it would start bleeding almost instantly. So what I learned to do on that stock was controlled bleeds. So I would drop a thing and I knew how far it would spread. So I could get cool effects from that. Like I would do a light background and then drop like yellow, and then they would interact and make this like kind of like starburst effect. And that's how I made cheap paper work for me, you know? And what happens is the more you layer colors on cheap paper, the more weird interactions you get. But you have to be careful because eventually, you know, you layer too, it gets too wet, and then the paper won't hold the color well and maybe even rip depending on how cheap the paper is. So just a hat tip there. That's why I get good sketch cards made now, so I don't have to deal with that uncertainty. You see that? How like I knew exactly where everything was gonna go on that, so I didn't have to worry about it. So we're gonna do a dark green here. Just outline. All right, and now we're gonna finish this up. Now Jason will not take as long as Freddy did. Whoop, I don't want to use that blunt end. I'm also gonna give him green eyes. And this is gonna be Friday. This is gonna be part 3, Jason, like pre-zombie Jason. So let's see. What are we gonna do with his mask? Let's give him yellow highlights on the mask. So we're gonna give him a part 8 mask, but a part 3 look. Mainly because I like drawing, you know, I like the yellow on the hockey mask. This is why I kind of go with this look a lot of the time. But then we're going to do kind of a flesh tone thing to do some streaks. So yeah, that looks good. Now we're going to do the chevrons on his mask. And you're like, chevrons? What are those? And like, those are those arrow things on his face. Now when you draw these, just go light. You don't want to push too hard. Just give it a natural kind of flow to it. Then you just do this one. Don't get crazy if you mess up the lines. And there you go. I do kind of fatter chevrons than other people do, I think, but that's just kind of my thing. I don't think there's any wrong or right to doing this kind of stuff. And lately, I've become in the habit of adding a lot of color to the eyeball. It's not just the eye. I usually color the white part of the eyes, like yellow or pink or gray. I did that with my Lucha cards. I thought it came out awesome, so I'm starting to do it on my other cards. Alright, and this is, I like using these Figma things besides the Copics to do black. This is a number 1, you know, it's done by points, like millimeters. The ones I use the most for Garbage Pail Kids are 1 and 2. Although lately I've just really been using the 1 a lot. Before I used the 2 a ton, but now I'm like a little more into precision, so... Like I said, I don't think there's any perfect pen or anything to use. You just use what feels comfortable. There might be a point where I don't like these 1s anymore, and I'll just go back to using 2s. You guys notice when I draw these, I even use just like Dixon Ticonderoga pencils. Sometimes I use sketch pencils. Sometimes I just use the cheapy dollar pencils from Walgreens. I don't think there's any wrong or right way to use pencils. Like in the end of it, there's times when I just use a red Crayola color pencil to draw stuff. But yeah, I like the nib on the 1. I feel like I don't have to push too hard to get the width that I want. Usually, sometimes even this width feels a little heavy to me, and I'll go in with like a micron, like a 0.004 or something, and then I'm fine with that. Usually I do that for hair. I could have done it on his face if I really wanted to take like I said, if I wanted to do like, I'm gonna spend like 2 hours on this, I'd probably do a lot of like yeah, 0.05. That's kind of what I use too. I think I've shown it on here. Sometimes I say the wrong thing. But if I just really wanted to like get into a sketch, I'm like, I'm just gonna add tons of detail, then I would use that. But sometimes I feel like you overwork it. I have a tendency to sometimes overwork stuff. It's something that I've struggled against. That's kind of like my battle is between over and under. Yeah, Micron 5 is good. But But usually if you go to like Blick, you find the 1 and 2 that I use. It's usually not in the little cubby pens. It's usually like in a shelf under all of them. Because they're really not trying to sell you these. They're trying to sell you the really fine precision ones. See, the stuff I'm doing now would probably be fine to do with a .05, but I'm gonna go over it with a number 3 cool gray sharp pack. So you're not gonna see any of this stuff. So it's pointless, like really doing any. See, that's all I'm doing. Does the color ever smear the black on you? It's usually when I wait too long to dry long enough for a few sketches. No, it doesn't, cause I use Copic black or I use chart pack black, and those dry like instantly. Like all these markers I'm using are really like expensive markers. They usually cost like $6 each. And you guys can tell how much money I spend by how many of these markers I have. But the upside of that is they literally dry instantly, because I don't have like the patience to sit around and wait for. That's why I don't paint, you know? I don't have the patience to sit there and wait like hours for something to dry before I add another layer, you know? And that's why markers work for me. I know like lots of other people, they're like content to use acrylic to do like sketch cards. I'm like, acrylic is for painting like a canvas, it's not for sketch card. I know some people think, oh, I'm gonna do this set fully painted. I'm kind of like, why? Do your returns fully painted if you're gonna go that route, you know what I mean? Again, I'm not like I'm not calling people out on that. I'm just saying everyone works differently, you know what I'm saying? To me it seems pointless to paint, you know, insert cards, you know, because people aren't really gonna appreciate them. I know, like, some of my friends have been doing it for years. I tell them, I'm like, I don't know why you do that, man. It doesn't make sense to me. But you do you know. Yeah, but then there's the same people who tell me, why do you do your whole set and why do you do like such killer full color cards as insert cards? And I'm like, that's just what I do. That's my thing. I'm known for doing like this really bold poppy color, you know, which just happened. It wasn't something I was trying to do. Is be like, oh, if you want to get really in your face color cards, Victor's your guy. I'm just like, that's just how I roll. I really like, you know, bright in your face color. You know, if I did tattoos, I would probably do new school. I mean, 100%. That's how it goes, you know. It's like, if you get something, I want to be able to see it from a distance, not like make it all muted and shit, you know. And that's still like any art I do, you know. Like my comic covers are the same way. It's like, boom, in your face. You can see it across the room. I think my prints are like that too. That Jason looks good. He just needs some highlights to make him pop a little bit more. And see, some people, like, what do you use for protector cases for pano and triptych size sketches? They have these screw down ones. If you go to like Michael's or something, you can find them, I think, or even a card shop. They're just screw down cases, just like, you know, screws down stuff. Like, I don't have any, but I've seen lots of pictures of my cards in them, so I know they do the job. Alright, and we're almost done here. And there, throwing a little blue. And this is kind of like my color theory stuff. Like yellow and blue are opposite colors on the color wheel. And so that's why they yellow makes blue pop, you know, because it's like complementary colors. All right. And then we'll just do the, I like when you do black borders sometimes. Looks like, oh, thanks, man. Yeah, the whole set I did of Vacation is all black borders. Does make stuff pop, I agree. Black, yes. Yeah, I do it. I do it a lot. I keep forget. I don't really do it much on my personal stock cards, but I really need to more often, just because it kind of frames the picture. Maybe I'll get back into doing that more on these occulto sketches. Alright, tomorrow I'm going to be at a toy convention. My friend is vending there. I didn't set up, but I'm going to take a lot of video there. So if you want to see footage, I'm going to do a lot of toy convention filming tomorrow. I think it came out awesome. I'm glad you dig it. If you guys enjoyed watching it, feel free to give me a tip. Super chats are active. It's that $ at the bottom of the chat. You can donate anything from 99 cents to $99. Yeah, they already have borders, so that makes it easier. Yeah, and I've thought about doing like blue borders on some of these sets, but I think black is like my favorite, so that's why I stick to black borders. This one came out awesome. This is very this looks like almost like a return, I think. That's a pretty good one. I haven't done a lot of panos on the live stream, so this is a rare kind of thing anyway. All right, but that came out awesome. All right. So there you go, Megan. I hope you enjoy that. We'll be working on, maybe I'll go live sometime this weekend and do some more stuff. We'll see, but I think that's going to be it for today. That's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. More videos on the way. Yeah, I think it came out rad. I'm going to do an extra stream on Monday, so there's going to be at least 4 streams next week. Oh, thank you. If you guys want to get commissions for any of those streams, remember they're $50 plus 5 shipping to get a stream on the live stream. And if you want to get something like this, it's not that much more expensive. It's like $100. But yeah, if you enjoy it, feel free to hit me up. And thanks for tuning in, guys. And I will talk to you all later. Stay safe this weekend. Have fun. And see y'all.